What is up, guys? So I wanted to make this video to show you step by step how I research and then find profitable wholesale items to sell on Amazon. I think that by watching this video in full and seeing me go through the entire process from beginning to end, that should give you a tremendous insight into the wholesale business on Amazon. I also think that by seeing me go through an entire wholesale catalog, looking up the products on Amazon, dealing with every listing on a case-by-case basis, weeding out the bad items, finding the profitable ones, I think that's going to give you guys tremendous value. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited to make this video for everyone. To kick things off, I think that in order to understand the way I do wholesale research, you should have at least a basic understanding of the wholesale business model on Amazon and kind of know exactly what it is. So if you're new to this business, let me lay at least a little bit of groundwork for you. So what I do as someone who is a wholesaler on Amazon is look for really popular, big brand name products to sell. I'm not trying to grow my own brand. I'm not trying to make my own product popular. I'm simply looking for items that are already on Amazon, already selling a lot, and then I'm simply finding the ones that I can make a profit on. I'm also buying these items in bulk, in large quantity, so I'm only interested in products that sell really fast. And while my margins aren't the highest, and on my lower end items I'll only make $4 or $5, my goal is to do 100, 1,000, 5,000 sales a day. That's how I scale my business. I'm also only looking for items that are replenishable, that I can reorder. So when an item is close to selling out, if it still makes sense financially, I can reorder it and keep reordering it and keep that item in stock, God willing, for as long as possible, for as long as it's profitable throughout the entire year. So that is the basic, super oversimplified gist of wholesale. To get access now to items like this, I typically buy them either directly from the brand or from one of their authorized distributors. There's a whole lot that goes into that as well. Oftentimes good wholesale accounts will have you jump through some hoops. Some brands have high requirements or require you to have a brick and mortar store or require you to have a proper e-commerce website. And I think that's a video that I'll make another day, showing you exactly how to do all that. But for now, let's pretend we already jumped through those hoops. Let's pretend we got some pretty decent wholesale accounts open. What's going to happen next is you're going to get access to those distributors' products. You're going to get either a wholesale catalog, an Excel spreadsheet, a physical catalog, website access, whatever it is. Our next move is going to be to take those items, find them on Amazon, and pick out the small, select few that are going to fit what it is we're trying to do. So in this video, I'm going to be researching a brand of vitamins called Solgar. I have their Excel price list opened on my screen. I also have screen recording software that is going to share my screen with you guys. They have a catalog of about 500 different products. So let's get to it and let me show you step by step exactly how I find these wholesale items to sell on Amazon. Let's do it. All right, guys, so as you can see, we have the wholesale price list opened. If you guys can see my screen, this is a Excel price list for Solgar. Just taking a look at it, just basic standard wholesale price list that you will get from any particular brand. This one has about, like I said before, about 500 different products. Just basic information, UPC, product SKU, product name, And the main thing that we're looking for is this column right here, which is the wholesale price. One of the most important things that's going to dictate how successful you are as a wholesale seller on Amazon, and one of the things that is going to dictate the most how many profitable products we find from this list is your ability to negotiate a discount with the vendor, with the brand, with the distributor that you are buying these items from. I'm definitely going to make a video on that sometime in the future, how to get these discounts, how to properly negotiate. But I can't stress enough the major difference and how impactful and how important it is for your wholesale business to be able to get these discounts, to be able to build these relationships with these vendors. It's literally going to make the difference between finding 50 profitable items from this price list or finding 2 profitable items from this price list. So all this information, the bottle size, the depth, the suggested retail price, none of that is important. The important thing that we're looking at is either the UPC, the product name, and most importantly the price. Now with Solgar, I already negotiated a price for myself of a 25% discount. So whatever discount you negotiate from your brand, the first thing you have to do is you have to edit the catalog, the Excel, the UPC to show your discount. So I'm going to add a extra column here in the Excel list, and I'm just going to subtract 25% from the wholesale prices. So I'm going to put a formula into the wholesale price, and I'm going to write this column equals K4 times 0.75. And look at that difference, guys. For this particular item that I'm looking at right now, this essential amino complex 60 count bottle, the wholesale price on it is $10 with a 10.05 with a 25% discount. My price on it is going to be $7.54. So that extra 25% or that extra $2.50, if I'm looking for items that only make $4, $5, $6, that extra $2.50 is going to make a huge difference between how many items I find that are popular and profitable and work for me on this list. So now that I put the 25% discount in there, I'm just going to copy the formula all the way down the entire catalog, and I am going to highlight it so I know that that's my price, and it makes everything easy to look at. So once you have a catalog or a price list or a website or something with SKUs and prices to work off of, the next thing you want to do is start to look up those items on Amazon, and I'll show you guys how I do that. So on Amazon.com, you're going to, in this case, you're just simply going to put in the brand that we're looking at, which is Solgar. If you have a catalog with multiple brands, you're just going to sort it by brand, and you're just going to go brand by brand and search those items on Amazon. But yeah, the first thing I do is type in Solgar, and then I want to make sure that I'm looking in the right category for this thing. So you can see we have the on the left side of the screen, you can see we have all the different categories, but it looks like it's already in a category. It's in health and household. So now that I type in Solgar and pull that up on Amazon, very important for me is to sort it by featured. So when you sort your results by featured, what that is going to do, it's going to sort these results from most popular product all the way down to the very unpopular products. And as I mentioned, I'm only interested in items that are ranked very, very well. For this particular brand, for this particular demonstration, I'm only interested in items that are going to be ranked below 40,000. So I want to sort these items by rank. Every item I find that's above a 40,000 bestseller rank, I'm not even going to look at. I'm only looking for the ranked items, and that's it. So I'm in the category. I sort it by featured. You can see these are the top items over here, and that's basically the gist of sorting it to get products sorted by rank. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google, and I am going to type in FBA calculator, and I'm going to bring that up. That is going to help me with doing the calculation, seeing how much of a commission Amazon takes. And simple, straightforward. Now that I got my calculator opened, now that I got Amazon opened and Solgar sorted by featured, I am going to start to open these items one by one. So the first item on the list, and I'm going to open them in a different tab so I don't have to click going back and forth, but I'll click on them one at a time and show you guys exactly what I'm looking for. So this item, if you guys are completely new to Amazon, looking at this Solgar item, brewer's yeast powder, here's the description. This area over here where my mouse is, this is called the buy box. This is where 99% of the buys on Amazon happen. And you can see in the buy box, this item says in stock and sold by Vitamins and More and fulfilled by Amazon. So what exactly is the buy box? If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see other sellers on Amazon, and you'll see that there's 9 new sellers. You can click on that, and it's going to give you a list of all the different sellers. There are many sellers selling this item on this exact listing, but only one of them is going to get the buy box. And in order to do big volume business and get a lot of sales on FBA, you need to compete, you need to be in the buy box. So I don't care, that these guys are selling this item for $20 or $17 or $14. I'm only interested to see who and what is going on in the buy box. So if I want to sell this item, and if I want to compete for the buy box, I have to sell this item at $12.30 because the other seller is selling it for $12.30. I don't want to sell it any cheaper because that'll lead to a price war and a race to the bottom. So I simply want to get on this listing, list my item for the same price that this guy has it, $12.30, and get my share of the buy box. If there's 2 sellers at the same price, or 3 sellers at the same price, or 5 sellers at the same price, Amazon is going to rotate you in and out of the buy box, and you guys are going to get sales. So first thing I do when I get on a page like this is I check the rank. You scroll down to this part of the page, product details, and I'm looking for ranks of under 40,000. You can see that right here. This product says Amazon bestsellers rank of 528. So super highly ranked item, probably sells 100, maybe 200 units a day. But the rank, I check off that category. It makes sense. It's under my 40,000. My next step is going to be to see what the price is in the buy box and then do the math. So this is $12.30. We see that. I'm going to copy the ASIN. Each product has an ASIN, which is kind of like its own unique product identifier. So I'm going to copy that ASIN, and I'm going to put that in to the FBA calculator. And over here under Amazon fulfillment, I'm going to put in my price. And my price is going to be the price that I intend to sell this on Amazon, which is $12.30. I'm going to calculate it, and now Amazon is going to tell me how much is left after they take all their fees. So for this particular item, I'm left with $6.30. So now I have to find this item on my list. I know what I'm left with. I'm left with $6.23. Now I need to see how much the item cost me, and then I can figure out if I'm making money or not. So this is brewer's yeast powder. I'm just going to go into my list, and I'm going to Control F. I'm going to find brewer's yeast powder. There's 2 of them. I am specifically looking for the one that is 14 ounce. Brewer's yeast powder, 14 ounce. So my cost, even with a 25% discount, my cost on this item is $5.93. I am only left with 623, so there is, barely a 25-cent profit on it. So I'm going to pass on this item, and I am very simply going to go on to the next one. Next item is this vitamin E 400 IU. Same thing. First, I'm going to check for the rank. Always check the rank first, because it doesn't matter if you're profitable on an item that has a really bad rank. So that's why we sort by featured for rank. And only then, if we tick off the rank box, only then will we check to see if it makes sense. But this rank is 856 in health and household, phenomenal. So now I'm going to copy the ASIN, and I'm going to see what's going on. Again, in the buy box, price is $13.28. By clicking on other sellers on Amazon, you can see what else is going on. So this guy is selling it fulfillment by Amazon, $13.28. Other sellers are selling it for a more expensive price, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm only looking for the buy box price, and this guy actually has room to raise his price a little bit because he's the only FBA seller. When an FBA seller like Vitamins and More, he's selling this product through fulfillment by Amazon. When this guy is competing against a merchant fulfilled seller, a seller who is shipping the items themselves, you can actually sell the item for 10 to 15% more than a merchant seller if you're doing FBA, and still get the buy box. So this guy is priced, not a good price. It's priced at $13.28, but it doesn't matter to me, because if I'm selling this, I can't go and list it for 15% higher if he's selling it for $13.28 and he's FBA, because he's going to get the buy box. So this is an item I'm going to have to check at $13.28. So same process. I am copying the ASIN. I am putting it into the calculator at $13.28. And I am left with $8.29. Now I have to find this item on my list and see what is the difference, what is the flip between the $8.29 that I'm left with and how much the item cost me. So I'm just going to search for vitamin E, and I am looking for, now Solgar actually has a SKU number. I can look for the SKU over here, and it'll help me find that item in my list faster. So this item model number is E3541. If I search for that here, maybe without the E, it should bring it up faster. So 3541 is this item, and I'll just double check, make sure that that's right. It's vitamin E 400 IU, 100 size. Vitamin E 400 IU, 100 size soft gels. So this item cost me $6.38. And what did we say we're left with? We're left with $8.29. So $8.29 minus $6.38, it's $1.91. So this is another item that I am going to pass on because it doesn't make sense for me. One of the things that I kind of do in my head, but I'm not doing now, is my cost to get the items and ship them to Amazon FBA is roughly $1. So whatever I'm left with, there's still another $1 that I have to set aside for, my cost of all my expenses, shipping it to Amazon, my labor, all of that stuff. With the volume that I do, it's roughly $1 to $1.50 per item. But yeah, again, even without that, very slim margin, $1.91. I don't know how this guy is selling it at this price. He either gets a bigger discount than me, or some people are fine with making $1 or $1.25. That's just not the way I roll. So 0 for 2, and we're going to go on to the next one. I typically find that items also, when they're super cheap items, when they're like 15 bucks or less, the amount that Amazon takes is so high in terms of the percentage from the total sale that cheap items, anything like 12, 13 bucks or less, In most cases, unless the item costs you like $1 or $2, they're not going to make sense. But this is the process, guys. You just keep going one by one by one by one until you get up to the bad ranked items. Your job is to find every good ranked item, everything that in this case for me is going to be under a 40,000 bestseller rank, and then do the math on it just like this, case by case, and hopefully find a few items that work. All right, so next we're looking for magnesium citrate. Check the rank. Rank is phenomenal. And we're going to copy the item model number here, which is 1711. And that's going to help me find this item on my wholesale list quicker. But if it doesn't have a item model number that matches up with your catalog, you'll simply go into your catalog and you'll find this item by name. So I'll go back to the catalog. If I want to do it by name, I'll just search magnesium citrate, and I'll make sure I'm looking at the right one. So magnesium citrate tablets, 120 count. Is that going to be it? Magnesium citrate tablets, 120 count. That's it. And my price for this item is $6.34. I can already tell you off the top of my head that it's not going to work, but we'll do the math. The important thing is that you guys see the process and see how everything works. So copy the ASIN, check out the buy box. What is going on in the buy box? Vitamins and more. He's in the buy box. He's selling it at $13.20. But I always like to check what else is going on. So over here where it says other sellers on Amazon, 25 new, I'm going to click on that. And over here you can actually see there are multiple sellers selling it. These guys are all merchant fulfilled. The FBA sellers have this little badge, the Fulfillment by Amazon badge. And there's two sellers. They're both priced at the same price. They're both at $13.20. That means they're both going to share the buy box. If there's 100 sales a day, 50 of them are going to go to the one guy, 50 of them are going to go to the other guy. If there's 3 sellers, 4 sellers, it's just kind of going to get shared. Unless the prices are different, if one guy is a lot cheaper than the other guy, then you'll get the majority of the buy box. But when you're tied, you're just going to share the sales. So copy the ASIN. This is something that I would have to list at $13.20. And I'm going to put that into the Amazon calculator at $13.20. Gonna hit calculate. I'm left with 703. This item cost me $6.34. So again, really, really low. If I take into account the $1, the $1.50, added expense on every unit I sell, I'm actually losing money if I were to carry this item. So on to the next. Solgar Vitamin D3. Check the rank. First thing, guys, always check the rank. The rank is 1465, and you always want to check the rank in the main category. If you see over here, this has 2 ranks. This has a rank of 1465 in health and household, and then it has the rank in the sub category. It's ranked number 4 in calcium, vitamin D, combination pills. That we don't look at all. We're only looking for the main rank in the main category, which in this case, 1465. Still a phenomenal rank. This item probably sells a couple of 100 units a day. So next we're going to check what's going on in the buy box, 1403. We're going to copy the ASIN and we're going to put it into the FBA calculator at 1403. And we're going to hit calculate. And I'm left with 893. And you see over here, they actually have a column that says ship to Amazon. You can put in here either $1 or $1.50. If you're a small seller starting out, I would say probably go as high as $1.50 per item to ship to Amazon. For me, because I do a lot of volume, I can go as little as $1. But if you put that $1 over here to cover your expenses, your shipping to Amazon, and hit recalculate, you'll see you'll now be left with $7.93. And this item, let's look it up in my catalog in the price list from Solgar. It's a vitamin D3 10,000 IU, 120 soft gels. And let's see if we can find it with the item model number. So I'm going to search this model number in my catalog, Control F to search for it quickly. There it is. So this item for me is $675. Calculator says I'm left with $7.93, so it's roughly $1.25. And yet again, this item does not work. And one thing I will tell you guys is do not get discouraged. I can assure you right now, 98, maybe 97% of this catalog is either going to be items where it doesn't make sense for me to sell it because there's no real profit in it, or the rest of them are going to be items that are ranked really, really poorly. Don't get discouraged. That's part of the business. I'm looking for the 2, 3, 4, 5% of items that are actually going to be profitable from this list. And guys, you can also see how much more difficult this would be if my prices were not at a 25% off discount. If my prices were regular wholesale prices, I would have no chance. That's why I get a lot of messages from you guys saying, hey, I'm looking at all these prices, price lists, all these catalogs, all the items suck. Everything is break even or a loss. The reason why is because your prices aren't good enough. So that item sucks. We crossed that one off the list. Next item is this one, but I can see that the buy box price is $8.70, and I already know that anything that's going to be under 12, 13, 14 bucks, Amazon is just going to take so much in terms of their 15% commission and in terms of their $2, $3 FBA fee that unless I'm paying $1 for this bottle of vitamins, it's not going to make sense. And I know they're not that cheap. So anything that's going to be $8.70, $9.90, stuff like this, I'm just already going to skip. And I would advise, if you guys are doing research, unless your item is $1, don't look at items that are less than 13 bucks selling price on Amazon. But this one is $15.68. So let's take a look at this. So bestseller rank 2000, still awesome. And let's take a look at what's going on in the buy box. So here in the buy box, this item is $15.68, but you can see it's sold by Nature Walk and it's shipped by Nature Walk. So it's not FBA'd. I'm gonna check on the other sellers on this listing to get a better idea of exactly what's going on. So I'm trying to figure out, if it was me there right now, what price would I be at? So in order to do that, I click on the other sellers so I can really get a good idea, a good picture of what's going on with this listing. So 3 sellers here, all at $15.68, $15.68, $15.68. And then you have the other seller, which was not FBA, at $15.68, but let me see why that was. So Natural Walk. So this guy over here, he's self-fulfilled Prime. He has the little Prime logo. So he's tied with this FBA seller for $15.68, this FBA seller for $16.58, and this FBA seller for $15.68. It's a 4-way tie. That's the reason why he's in the buy box. It took me a little off guard because it says ships from and sold by Natural Walk, but he's doing seller fulfilled Prime. If he wasn't and he was shipping this item himself, not Prime, there's no way he would be in the buy box. But I determined that to compete, if I want to be on this listing, I need to sell this product at $15.68. So I'm going to copy the ASIN. I'm going to hit try another product, paste it in there. I'm going to put $15.68. I'm going to put my dollar for all of my overhead and expenses and shipping to Amazon. I'm going to calculate that, and I am left with $9.31. And now I'm going to find this item in my list. So can't find it that way. and it doesn't have a model number over here, so I'm just going to have to look it up manually. So this is Gentle Iron 25 milligram 180 veggie caps. So I'm going to type in Gentle Iron veggie caps, and there's two of them. There's 90 and 180. This was the 180. So this item cost me $7.54. And what did we say? I'm left with $9.30, so it's less than a $2 profit, so pretty terrible. And on to the next. Again, these guys, they run their business a little differently. They might be fine with making $2. If you have a unlimited, wallet, if you have unlimited buying power, and you just really don't care at that point, if you have unlimited money, it doesn't matter. Collect everything, make 50 cents, make a quarter, make $1, it doesn't matter. But most businesses don't have unlimited money, so I like to make at least $4 minimum and at least a 30% minimum. So that's what I'm looking for, and this does not meet my criteria, so I'm on to the next. So this next item is sold by Amazon, which is going to make it difficult to compete against Amazon. But again, before you even look at the price or anything like that, check the rank. The rank is 1434, makes sense. Check the buy box. Buy box is 1808 by Amazon. I typically won't sell against Amazon unless I have a super high margin product. In this case, I don't, but I'm just going to, for fun, do the math. At 1808, with my dollar cost to ship to Amazon, I'm left with 1136. And this B complex item, now I'm going to look this item up in the catalog. So what did we say? 1136. And this item cost me $8.70. No, is that it? Yep, so it's about $2.50. Still not quite enough for me. I'm going to be looking for items only that make $4 and above. So I'm going to skip on this one and on to the next. Next item is $7.60, so we're going to skip that. This one is $12.82. It's kind of on the border of what I'm looking for. Probably won't work because it's relatively low price, but we'll check it just so you guys get the process. So rank is good, 3403. We're going to check the buy box, 1282. I see that Amazon is also selling this item. They're back ordered, but you would have to compete with them. There's 4 people selling it at 1282, including Amazon. But let's copy the ASIN and see what would happen if we jumped onto the listing and tried to sell this thing for the same price of 1282. 1282, buck for shipping, calculate, I'm left with 689. That's an item that would have to be like $2 for me to make any money on it. So I know it's not going to work, but I'm going to see if I can find it in the catalog and see what it is. So I'm left with 689. And is that the same item? Folate 100, 800 milligram. Yep, that's it. So this item cost me $6.15. I am left with $6.89, barely a 50-cent profit. So it sucks. On to the next. And this is just a process, guys, and it's tedious, and you can see how easy it is to get discouraged. But by the time I'm through with it, I promise you there's going to be a handful of good items to fuck with over here. So next one is this biotin. This one is being sold for $16.79. Let's check the rank. Rank is 4,569, so that makes sense. And in the buy box, $16.79. Let's check the other sellers. $16.79. This seller is $16.81 Amazon. And then you have a couple of other sellers selling it at $22.50, $22.50, $22.50. So these 3 guys are completely out of the picture at $22.50. As long as Amazon is selling this at $16.81, these guys will never get the buy box. Their strategy might be to wait until Amazon sells out, and then they'll unload their inventory at that time. But this seller, Sporting Doc, He decided he's not going to sit on the inventory. He rather sell out, get his money back. So he's actually competing against Amazon. He's selling it for 2 cents less. He's in the buy box. But if I had to sell this, I would have to be in the buy box. I would have to list it at $16.79. So let's do the math and see what we're left with if we're selling this at $16.79. We take the ASIN, we paste it into the FBA calculator, $16.79, dollar for shipping, and I'm left with $10.27. Looking up the item here, $10.27. This item cost me $10.80, so I would actually be selling it at a loss, which is what I suspect this seller, Sporting Doc, is doing. He's trying to sell it and get his money back. So that item sucks. On to the next, guys. So this item is a little bit more expensive, and that's kind of what I'm looking for this particular set of products. Check the rank first. Rank is going to be 4,300. That works. Check the buy box. Buy box is 22.28. Let's get a good picture of what's going on. So Amazon is back ordered till tomorrow. They're going to be selling it at 22.27, and then there are a couple of other sellers that are going to be selling it at the same price virtually. Vitamins and More, Albert on the Go, 22.28. But let's do the math. So Amazon is selling it at 22.27, and I am just going to put it in here at 22.27. Dollar for shipping. Calculate, I'm left with $13.71. Gonna copy the model number or manually look this up in the price list that you have. And this item cost me $10.73, and I am left with, what did I say, $10.73, $13.71, so roughly $3, so close but not quite there. So gonna pass on that, especially since Amazon is on the listing, and on to the next. So I typically don't like to compete with Amazon, and if a product is, barely making it, I won't buy it. But if I have a product that has a really high margin and that has enough of a profit in it to survive a little bit of a price war with Amazon, then I would compete with Amazon. But I would advise everyone, for the most part, don't compete with Amazon. Stay away from them for the most part, unless you have something that is just at a very high margin. So for the sake of this video, if I see listings that have Amazon on the listing, I will skip those. And this one has Amazon in the buy box, so I'm just going to skip this and on to the next one. So here's a higher priced item. It's about $40. So I'll give it a try to check it out. First thing we're going to do, check the rank. And you can see the rank is slowly getting worse and worse, but at 5,600, this is still, amazing rank. Buy box is $39.98. I'm going to copy the ASIN, and I am going to put this in here at $39.98. Forgot my dollar for shipping, put that in over here. So I'm left with $29.98 on this product. And let's find it and see what I'm paying for it. So this item cost me $25. So profit wise, there's a little less than $5. Percentage wise, it's a little less than the 30 that I'm looking for. Also, Amazon is on the listing. I might need to lower my price to compete. They might lower their price to match me, and it'll just kind of be a race to the bottom. So this is, again, an item, if I was buying today, I wouldn't buy it. I would just go right on to the next one. So again, guys, as you can see, I don't know if it's boring you yet, but I went through like the first 10, 12 items, whatever that was, and we have still yet to find one. But I know as we go along, I know for sure there's going to be a bunch of good items here. So it's just about being patient. And wholesale is really all about going through, you know, tens of thousands of items and hundreds of catalogs and hundreds of vendors. And then, you know, if you find 10 items from Solgar, 10 items from another company, few items from another company, you start to build your business up that way. But next item is this liquid melatonin, kind of on the cheaper side, so I don't think it's going to work. $13.28. Amazon is on the listing. So I'm just going to skip this one because Amazon is on the listing and it's a cheap item. So I'm just going to go on to the next. So here we have vitamin E, 25 bucks. In the buy box, sold by Recommerce. Again, though, you know, before you guys get caught up with the price, always check the rank first. 6,400, so it works. Then proceed to check everything else. For wholesale, rank is always going to be first and foremost, right? So 24.83 in the buy box. It is not FBA. It is sold by this guy, but I'm suspecting he is seller fulfilled prime. So I'll get a better look at what's going on in the buy box. So 24.81 FBA seller, 24.83 FBA seller, 24.83 FBA seller. These guys are seller fulfilled prime. So 24.83, 24.83, 24.83. That's pretty much what the buy box is. I would list this for 24.81 to be to compete, to match, to tie the cheapest buy box price. That's what I'm looking for. So 24.81, and even though this guy is 2 cents more expensive, he still gets a, you know, they're all pretty much sharing the buy box, with the cheaper one of those sellers just getting a little tiny fraction more. But I'm going to list it as tied with the top guy in the buy box at 24.81. So I'm going to copy the ASIN. I'm going to put it in here for 24.81. There's my dollar for my shipping. Calculate it, I'm left with $15.89. Gonna take the item number, search it on the catalog. And this item cost me $11.93. So $15.89 minus $11.93. We're at $4. Close, but no cigar. And we're going to go on to the next one. So Amazon's on this listing for the sake of the video and not making it drag on 3 hours, which it might if, you know, you're looking at a ton of items, or if it's a very popular brand, we would skip. But this has Amazon. I'm not going to compete with it unless this product is super duper cheap. It's probably not, so I'm going to skip to it and on to the next one. Another cheap item, $13.20. I'm not going to compete. $9.90 is not going to work. $14.92. Let's check this one out. So first thing we do is check the rank, 6,700. That works. Buy box is $14.92. So let's copy the ASIN. You can also copy the ASIN from up here to make it quick. So we're going to list this at $14.92. Dollar for shipping. I'm left with $7.46. Less this item's $2-3, it's not going to work, which it's not. And let's just see. So this item cost me $7.16 and barely a couple of cents profit on it. So if you guys have tried to do wholesale and you're looking up catalogs and you're looking up lists and you're finding stuff that doesn't work or is breaking even or is losing money, this is why. Because you have to negotiate those discounts, and even with a pretty substantial discount of 25% off of the whole catalog, these items still don't make sense. I've still yet to come across a good item that I would buy, But guys, don't get discouraged. Literally 95% of the stuff that we're going to look at is going to be junk, and that's okay. That's part of the business. We're looking for the small bit of items that actually work. So back to Amazon, that item didn't work. And on to the next one. $13.26. So everything that's under 15 bucks, I'm probably going to skip. Let's look at this one. Check the rank, 6,400, still works. And check out the buy box. Buy box is 20. We're going to copy the ASIN. We're going to list this item for 20. I'm going to put $1 for shipping, calculate. I'm left with 13 bucks. Hopefully this is a $5 item. It's probably not going to be, but if it is a $5 item, then we're in business, right? So I'm going to look up this item in my price list and see what I'm left with. So this is a $9.94 cost for me. We said we're left with 13, so $3. And again, these sellers, they're selling this item. They're making their $2. They're making their $3. They have extremely low margins. They might have thousands and thousands and thousands of items. That's okay. That's their way of doing it. It's not my way of doing it. I rather focus on quality over quantity and spin my loot and do it that way, and not have to worry about fulfilling, thousands of SKUs that don't work too well for me. But there's no wrong or right way. I just do my thing my way and think my system works for me. But on to the next one. So $7.75 we're going to skip. We're at the end of the page. We're going to go to the next page, and now we're on page 2. So item that's listed for $10.80, that's not going to work. $9.41, it's not going to work. But let's try this item at $19.80. Sold by Amazon. We're going to skip this one. And next one is this $56 bottle of curcumin. So let's check the rank. Rank is going to be 13,000. Still a phenomenal rank. Check the buy box situation. 56.24. Click on the others to get a better idea. So you have 56.24, 56.24, 56.24. These three sellers, all FBA sellers over here, all sharing the buy box. If I wanted to sell this item, I would sell it for 56.24 as well, because I don't want to list it for lower, because those guys are just going to lower their price and it's going to be a race to the bottom. So I am going to list this at 56.24. 56.24. There's my $1 for shipping. I'm left with $43.79, and now let's find this item on my list. All right, so full spectrum curcumin liquid extract 90 soft gels. I just want to make sure that that's the right item. Full spectrum curcumin liquid extract 90 soft gels. My price is $28.13. So what did we say we were left with? We were left with $43.79 minus my cost of $28.13. That is a $15.66 profit. That is a return of almost 50%. It's actually more than 50%. It's a return of almost 60%. It's a very well ranked item. And that's our first successful wholesale item that we found with a $15.66 profit. Now, taking a closer look at this item, with a rank of 13,000, still a phenomenal rank, still gonna sell a lot, still gonna sell multiple units of this one a day. So I'm going to highlight it here, and I am going to put the ASIN of it here on the price list. and this is going to be the first item that I am going to order. This item makes me a profit of $15.66, which is a great item. And the gist of how it works is I'm going to order around 60 pieces, maybe 48, depending on the rank, and I'm gonna send them to Amazon FBA. When they're going to sell, hopefully the price will stay the same. Hopefully I'm gonna make $15.66 on it. If the price stays at around 56 bucks, when the item gets close to selling out and it's time for me to reorder this item from Solgar, I am going to go on the listing. I am going to do the same process. If it still makes 15 bucks, if it still makes sense, I am going to reorder it and keep reordering it and keep sending it there. But on the other hand, if the price drops and it doesn't make sense, I'm just not going to reorder it, and I'm going to put my money to better use with a different item. But this was literally about what, guys? Maybe 30 items until we found our, first profitable one, which is, exactly how wholesale works. But look, we have a product that makes 60% and a profit of $15.66. So that's pretty awesome. On to the next. So this is an omega-3 fish oil. Check the rank, 9,000. Rank works. Buy box is 1732, so we're going to copy the ASIN. We're going to put our price of 1732, dollar for our shipping, hit calculate, we're left with 950. Now let's find this item in my list. So I am looking this up by item model number, which helps, but if you don't have a model number on Amazon, you would just manually just go to your price list and type in omega-3 fish oil or search for omega-3 fish oil and make sure that you're finding the exact item. But let's search for this one. So this item cost me $8.33. I'm left with $9.50, dollar profit, so skip it, on to the next. Triple strength omega-3, 12,000 rank, still very good. Buy box $28.95. I see Amazon is on the listing. They're back ordered. They're going to be in stock tomorrow. I will check it just to make sure, but general rule of thumb, unless you have super high margins, don't typically fuck with Amazon. It's for a little bit for more advanced sellers to decide whether you can do that or not. But in this case, I'm just going to check it for fun, but pass it. It's probably not a good margin in the item anyway. $28.95. I'm left with $20.39. And find it on my list. So this item cost me $13.91. So what do we say we're left with? We're left with $20.39 minus, did we put the dollar for shipping? We did not. So $20.39 minus a dollar, and this item cost me $13.91. So it's a profit of $5.48. Profit of $5.48 on an item that cost about 14 bucks. So it's roughly in that, it's over that 30% return on investment that I'm interested in. The rank works, but I do have to compete against Amazon. And what that would mean is maybe the price would get lowered a little bit if I would want to get some sales. But I would skip this one for now, or I would just put in the ASIN here just to check this one out later. But typically I wouldn't order an item like this, and if I was teaching someone or advising you guys, typically don't compete against Amazon. Your money is better spent, again, unless you have an unlimited pocketbook, unlimited funds to play with, then you can do that. But otherwise, just keep it moving. Oh, that's the same item. And on to the next one. So rank is good, 8,500. Let's check out what's going on in the buy box, 26.99. Amazon is selling it at 27, but you can see other sellers are getting a piece of the buy box, but let's check it out. 26.99 is what we're going to sell it for. I'm left with 19.94, and let's look this item up in my spreadsheet. So this item cost me $13.13, and I keep forgetting that dollar for shipping, but I'm left with $18.94 minus $13.13, so $5.81. $5.81 on a $13 item. Pretty good. I might actually buy that one, but again, Amazon is best if you just stay away from them. But the reason why I would buy this one is other sellers are getting the buy box from Amazon, and Amazon is in stock. So that's one I would add and take a chance on it. I would buy, maybe 36, 48 units, see how I do. If I'm getting sales and the price is not going down, I would keep reordering this item and keep making my $5.81 on it. If Amazon's killing the price and it really starts to go down, I'll just sell out my 36 units, my 24 units, whatever it is, and I won't reorder this item again. But I'm going to highlight this one because I will be ordering it. And on to the next. So this item is currently unavailable, but has a rank of 11,000. So when the item is unavailable, you kind of have to figure out your own price or check what the price was. So I'm going to go to Keepa, Keepa.com, and I'm going to search this item and to see what the history was with it. So this item was sold by Amazon for 10 bucks. They're out of stock right now, so if I had it in stock at the very moment, I can be selling this item at 20, 25 bucks, making a profit on it. But I'm not going to buy it because I can buy it, and then the day I get it to FBA, Amazon's going to replenish their stock, and I'm going to be stuck with it. So on to the next. This $10 item we're not going to mess with, too cheap. And now we're looking at this. So this is a glucosamine product. Buy box is $39.68. Again, always check the ranks first, but I'm not really too worried about them yet because the ranks are still in the very good range. This one's 9,400. Buy box is $39.68. Let's get a good idea of who's in the buy box. $39.68. Only one seller, and he's competing with this seller fulfilled Prime at $39.68. But that would be my listing price, is $39.68. $39.68. Dollar for shipping. I'm left with $28.52. Now let's find that item in my list. So that cost me $19.09. So $28.52 minus $19.09, I'm left with a $9 profit. $9 profit definitely checks the box for me. It's about a 50% ROI. That definitely checks the box for me. It's a rank of under 10,000, so I can expect to sell 10, 20, 30 of these items a day, depending on how many sellers for me. So that's my next successful item. And as you can see, when you go through this, and you go through a lot of items, you'll start to find the 2%, 3%, 5% of items that are going to make sense. So I think so far we got 1, 2, 3 good items that I'm already going to order, and now we're just on to the next. All right, checking the rank on this item. We're still under 10,000. Buy box is 2730. Let's see what's going on there. Everyone's 3 sellers selling it at 2730. There's another seller selling it self-fulfilled prime 2730, but there's 4 sellers in the listing at 2730. If I want to get sales and be in the buy box, I would also need to be at 2730. So let's put this one in the FBA calculator at 2730. Dollar for shipping, $17.96. And now let's see what this item cost me. So I'll have to look this one up manually. I typically have been putting the UPC in there and seeing if that works. Let me see the last 4 of the UPC. If I can search for it that way. Ester C+, 1000 milligram vitamin C tablets, 180 count. Is that this product? Ester C+, 180 count. It is. So my cost on this item is $13.13. And what did I say we're left with? $17.96 minus $13.13. I'm left with $4.83. That's above my $4 limit. Let's see what the ROI on it is. So I'm looking for at least a 30% ROI minimum, and this is going to check that box. So on this item, what did we say we're going to make? We're going to make $17.96 after expenses minus my cost of $13.13 on this item. So almost $5, $4.83. Good rank, good item. We're going to add it to the collection, and we're just going to copy the ASIN. We're going to put it there. We're going to highlight it, and we're at our 4th or 5th item, and we're going to go on to the next. All right, next item is $8.50, so we're not going to fuck with that. Next item is $21.53. Let's see about this one. Checking the rank. Rank makes sense. It's $12 and 12,947, so it's right under 13,000. Still a phenomenal rank. But we're going to see what's going on in the buy box. Does Amazon sell it? Doesn't appear to. And in the buy box is $21.53, so that's where we want to be. So paste that in there. $21.53, dollar for shipping. Calculate. I'm left with $13.10. Let's see what this item cost us. Is that the chelated magnesium? Just match it up. Chelated magnesium it is. So this item cost me $10.35. So no profit on this item. And on to the next. And this is just basically the process. There are softwares that can help expedite this process where you enter like a UPC list into it, but a lot of times those softwares don't get the most accurate results. You miss out on a lot of things like bundles and 2-packs and 3-packs. But the most important reason why I'm doing this manually is to show you guys, my thought process, what I'm thinking about, what I'm looking for, and just, if you're new starting out, definitely don't go to software or to any kind of programs. You want to do all this stuff manually because the amount of experience and knowledge and know-how that you're going to get by going through these things and examining every listing on a case-by-case basis, it's going to be, phenomenal, and just take your business and your knowledge and understanding of Amazon to the next level. So that's the reason why I'm doing this manually right now. So next item on the agenda is this formula VM75. Rank makes sense. It's at 10,000. Buy box is 1928. So let's check this item out at 1928. I'm gonna put $1 for shipping, and we're left with $12.37 on this item. Let's look it up in my price list and see what my cost is. So my cost is $9.26. It's like a $3 profit, so no good. On to the next. Chelated zinc. We are going to check the rank. The rank is good, 8,000. Buy box is 1650. Let's just have a closer look. 1650, 1650. And let's put it in there for 1650. It's a little bit on the lower priced spectrum. So I don't know if it's going to work. I doubt it will, but let's take a look. 1650, I'm left with $8.82. And, unless this item costs me $3, which I doubt it, it's not going to be one that I am going to take a shot with, but let's find it and see. So this item cost me $7.95, so there's a profit of less than $1 on it, so it sucks, and we're on to the next. So next item is this natural gelatin. Rank is 8,300. That makes sense. Buy box is $14.92. Left with $8.47. So I doubt this is a $2 or $3 item, but we're going to check. And this item cost me $7.16, so there's no profit on it. And just like that, guys, on to the next. So this buy box is $13.95. Let's double check the rank. Rank is 8,900. That makes sense. And let's try to list it for $13.95 and see what happens. But I can already tell you that at $13.95, with our $1 for shipping, we're going to be left with $6.15. I don't even need to look that up. I know that item's not $2 or $3. So just on to the next one. $7.45, too low of a price. $11.55, too low of a price. $14.93. It's out of curiosity, check that one out. Rank is 13,000. That's still good. And buy box is $14.93, and let's put this one in there. My $1 for shipping, I'm actually left with $8.68. That's not that product, is it? Vitamin B1, super potency vitamin B1. Super potency. So this is a 500 milligram, 100 tablet vitamin B1. 375. Oh no, that's a B12. B1, 500 milligram, 100 tablet. That's what it is, 716, and it's going to be a losing product for us. So tedious work to find these items. I've definitely developed a way to expedite it, but you know it's important that when I first started out, for the first 2 years in the business, I was doing everything manually, and I can't stress enough to you guys what that did for my overall Amazon game and how important it is. So anything under 15 bucks, I'm actually going to skip because I know there's going to be no money in it. This is sold by Amazon. Oh, is it? Yep, Amazon's on this listing, so I'm not even going to fuck with it. So here we have a vitamin C that is ranked number 10,595. And the buy box is $30.60. And we're just going to list this at $30.60. Put in $1 for the ship to Amazon cost. I'm left with $20.79. And let's see what my cost is on this product. So what did we say? We're left with $20.79. This item cost me $14.70 minus 14, so hold on, $20.79 minus 14.70. Bang, there's our next item, guys. So this makes me a profit of $6.09. Did I put the dollar for shipping in? I did. So this makes me a little north of $6 with a rank of 10,000. Phenomenal. I would look to sell 5 to 10 to 20 units of this item a day. And as far as ROI, it's about 40%. So there's our next item, guys. So I'm just going to copy the ASIN. I'm going to put that over there. I am going to highlight it. So I've been recording this video now for a little over an hour. We've went through a couple of probably what was it? Maybe 100 items. 95% of them didn't work, break even, losing money, barely any profits. But if you look for the really good quality items that make at least a 30% return on investment, items that make at least $4 or $5 in profit, in the last hour we found 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a maybe. 5. I forgot to put the ace in here, but we found 5 profitable items, and we're still on page 2, and there's going to be page 3, page 4, page 5, and you're going to keep doing this page by page, item by item, doing the same exact process until you get to the point where the items are no longer ranked well. So everything here on this page, and I'm not going to stay on this video, for the next 5 hours doing all of them, but just to open a few of these, you can see the ranks are still in around the 10,000 area. So a lot of items to continue to look at. This one's 19 bucks. Let's just do these last 3. So 1980 is the price in the buy box. And listed for $19.80, dollar to ship it to Amazon. I'm left with $11.61, and this item cost me not it. Liquid vitamin D3, is that it? Nope, this is calcium citrate with vitamin D3. Calcium citrate with vitamin D3, 240 count. Is this the same item? 240 count. So this item cost me $9.53, so there's barely $2 on it. So we're going to skip that one. That one don't work. Here's another one, calcium magnesium citrate. Rank is 13,500. Seeing what's going on in the buy box, $20.70. We're going to put this into the FBA calculator, $20.70. $1 for shipping. With this one, I'm left with $12.37, and let's look up this item so I can see what I paid for it. So I paid for this one $9.94, so that one's not going to make sense either. And last one is sold by Amazon, 36 bucks. Let's just see, an expensive item might have enough margin in it. 36.97. Does the rank work? Rank is 19,000, just under 20,000. Still a very good rank. We're going to list this one at $36.97. I'm just trying to find one more for you guys to finish off the video on a positive note. $27.42 is what I'm left with. And let's see how expensive this little 30 bottle pill of ubiquinol can possibly cost. So ubiquinol, 200 milligrams, 30 count. Ubiquinol, 200 milligram, 30 count soft gels. That's going to be it. So I'm paying $18.71 for this bottle. $18.71. We're left with $27.42 minus $18.71. So I'm left with $8. If Amazon lowered the price by a buck or two, I would still have enough margin in there to where I would be able to, well, actually, we're selling this at $38.92. So I would still be able to compete, and if I had to lower my price by a buck or two, I would still be able to compete with Amazon. That one's kind of iffy. Again, if you're new or starting out, I wouldn't compete with Amazon on these listings. But this is one that, for me, someone who is a little bit more seasoned or experienced, I would fuck with this item. And the reason I would mess with this item, and pardon the language, guys, in the buy box at $38.92, $1 for shipping, I'm left with $29.08 minus this item cost me $18.71. Minus $18.71, I'm left with $10.31. So I'm still going to add this one to my list. So there's another positive item for you guys. So one thing that I did before I started recording this video is I have my own software that I used to scan this whole list beforehand. Obviously, if I showed you just the results of that list, it wouldn't provide any value or anything of educational value just to show you the results. But let me show you from the whole list of these 500 products, how many actually worked from this Solgar list. And by worked, what I mean is make at least $4.50 and have a ROI of 30%. So let's take a look. So 84 items, guys. 84 items. So I'm going to just, let me just cover this up and show you guys. So as you guys can see over here, these are all the items that make sense from this list. I inputted or inserted the whole price list of 500 plus Solgar items, and there are 84 items on that list that currently work and make sense. So if this was going to be a 5-hour video, we would eventually get going through this 84 items, if not more, because you are definitely always going to find more doing it manually and not letting a software do it for you. But that's it, guys. It's about 7:15 p.m. So I'm going to get home to my wife and kid. I hope this video provided at least a little bit of value and insight in terms of what we look for and how we do our wholesale research. But that is it. I will drag this over to this screen so you guys can see here. And let me click on items to order so you can see we put in that price catalog, that price list into my software. We put in about 500 SKUs or whatever the amount of SKUs were in this list. We're talking about 525 listings roughly in this catalog. My software was able to find 1,329 listings using those UPCs, and when I click on items to order, there are 84 red items, meaning 84 items that make at least 30% return on investment. And here are just some examples. Let me just do this. Here are just some examples. Here are just some examples, guys, for the kind of profits that we got. So $4.98, $4.06, $5.60, $16 profit, $4 profit, $4.29, $11.37, $6.81, $5.83, $11.41, $10.43. And again, if I wanted to make this a 5-hour video, I would have manually been able to find all these ones and explain them to you. But yeah, that's basically wholesale research in a nutshell. And hope you guys got some value from this video, and I look forward to putting out more content that will hopefully in 2018 help you guys take your business to the next level and really take advantage of the opportunity that is Amazon. So peace out.